It's like a broken record, same old songs of accusation play. Like who are you to speak the truth? Just look at all your failures and mistakes. And if they really knew you, there's no way they could love you anyway. Oh, but I will fight the lies.
Hello, and welcome to the Send Help Podcast, a podcast and a lifeline for moms who are stuck in the trenches of mommyhood, bringing them encouragement through Jesus, laughter, and sisterhood. How are you today?
Oh my goodness.
How is life in the trenches of your mommyhood?
You know, I was a queen today. I love that. I love that Avery has realized that if she is going to pretend to be a princess, that means that her mother is the queen.
At least
Right?
she knows her place.
So, right? So, the last couple of months, maybe just this past month, when she pretends to be a princess, I then become queen. She calls me Your Majesty. She does a little curtsy.
So far doesn't sound too bad.
I know, right? I know. It's pretty awesome. I mean, who doesn't want their child to bow and say, "Yes, Your Majesty,"
Yes,
when
Your
they're
Majesty.
asked to go pick up their laundry?
Anything you want, Your Majesty.
Right?
Let me bow out of the room, Your
Yes.
Majesty.
Yes, it's like a dream come true. But today, I had the pleasure of attending a royal ball. But as the queen, I had to sit in my chair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first I had to go put on a dress
There you go.
and heels and my tiara, and I had to have like a cape because, you know, they wear those long cape things.
You mean you're not wearing this on a daily basis?
I know
at
I
home?
should. I should, right?
Everything other, you should get some like fancy looking slippers.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or
Yes.
socks that look like high heels.
Yes. So I had to sit on my throne, which is the recliner, and sit there. And because when you watch the ball on Cinderella, the prince is standing there and everyone is introduced as they come in, right?
Yes.
And it's in a lot of movies that the king and queen are sitting there and everyone walks past them and is presented to them, right? Even on Downton Abbey, right? Rose was presented to the king.
Yes.
Yes. So it's real life, people.
Oh, it's very much real life. My mother was a debutante.
Right?
You are presented.
You're presented.
Yes.
So I sat in my recliner as the queen while Avery, I guess, was the herald. I'm not really sure. But she stood
Harold.
next to the chair.
Every child grows up and wants to be the Harold.
Right? But she stood next to the chair and introduced everyone. Okay, Carson was watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. We went through 1.5 episodes of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Oh.
She can't listen to this episode because she's going to be like, "Mom, why are you talking about me?" We went through 1.5 episodes, y'all, of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse while Avery introduced every single prince and princess that she could possibly think of. She started looking around the room, y'all. Princess Minnie. Oh, and next we have, and I had to greet all of them. Next we have Princess Daisy. Oh, hello, Daisy. So wonderful of you to come. Your tail feathers look beautiful. And then she can't think of anything else, right? So, next she looks off and she sees Carson on the couch and he's got his PJ Masks shirt on. Next we have Princess Owlette and the Prince Gecko and the Prince Catboy. because she started running out of people.
You have a lot of royal subjects. Who knew your
yes.
kingdom was so vast?
We also had Prince and Princess Zebra of the savannah, but they are lions.
Oh.
So,
oh my gosh.
it was serious, y'all.
That's
even
amazing.
Maleficent was there, but she's being kind today. It was great. It was great.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. And then after a while, she introduced Queen Elsa. Well, Annabelle was dressed as Queen Elsa. She had her Elsa dress and
of course.
crown on today.
Why
and
would
shoes,
she not be?
Every day. So she's like, oh, I heard my name. So then she came and sat in my lap, and I was like, oh, Queen Elsa, it's so kind of you to come to my royal ball. And Avery was like, no, she's your daughter. This is a different Queen Elsa. So sorry. So sorry.
Get with it, Mom.
Didn't mean to offend.
The queen has a case of dementia. It's fine.
Yes. And then I got to watch an imaginary dance competition.
At least you didn't have to be a part of it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. She said, now we will have a dance competition. And I thought, oh, Lord, help me. And first up was Ariel and Prince Eric. I was like, oh, praise Jesus.
Was it a water ballet?
I don't know. I don't know how Ariel pulled it off. Because nobody else was a sea creature. Everyone else had legs. And I texted you while this was happening because it reminded me of something that I thought of the other day. And it reminded me of it again today, sitting at a royal ball in my living room. I was washing dishes the other day and I thought of Cinderella. Because, when you're doing chores like that, you're like, oh, Cinderella, Cinderella. Like, do the dishes, do the laundry. Like, that's what we're doing all day long.
Yes.
So we very much feel like Cinderella.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, my prince has already come. And I feel like it worked the opposite for me because he took me away from my parents' house where there was someone else responsible for that household. There was someone else who went and bought the groceries. There was someone else who thought, let's have this for dinner tonight.
Where you could refuse and be like, oh, I don't want that.
I don't think I want that. I'll eat something different. I'll figure something else out. Thanks, though. And it's not rude because I was an adult. That's a different story. An adult living at home. That's fine. It's fine. I was getting my master's, y'all. It was for a reason. But he came along. Mm-hmm. My knight in shining armor comes along.
Prince Charming, if you will.
We fall in love. There's a royal wedding. And what happened? I did not go to a castle where I never had to wash a dish again. No. We had a family. And now all I ever do is laundry and dishes and tidy this room. And oh, wait, let's tidy again. Nope. Same exact toys being picked up off the floor repeatedly within the same day.
Okay, I have to read the text that you sent me today because it was so funny. I was rolling. Y'all, I mean, you all need a Christy in your life that will send you text messages that you basically fall out laughing at.
It's very different from falling out in the spirit.
It is. Okay.
Not the same at all.
I was thinking the other day while I was washing dishes, Cinderella is a myth. We all want some prince to sweep us off our feet and marry us, but that's when the slave labor begins. There's no parent in the house anymore to be responsible for the cooking dinner every night or doing laundry. It's all us. And then we have kids. I feel more like Cinderella now than I ever did as a kid. And no one is coming to save me from it. He's already here, and he contributes to the mess.
He does. He does.
It cracked me up, but it's so true.
I love you.
I read it to Tim, and he goes, "You're welcome." When I was little, my mom tells the story all the time that I was a very dramatic child, obviously. But she asked me to clean my room, and I threw myself on the couch, put my hand, wrist, back of the hand to the forehead, and goes, I just went, "You treat me like Cinderella." And I was 3.
Aww.
And no one has ever stopped treating me like Cinderella.
Right?
Although I really thought I had it bad when I was little.
We did, right?
But oh my gosh, that woman I'm 39 now. She still thinks of something for dinner every single night. Mm-hmm. Every night.
Yeah, their households didn't stop just because we weren't home anymore.
No. And she did it for 2 years before me.
Right. But when we were kids, we would pretend to be, my kids don't pretend to be Cinderella. They pretend to be Elsa. So they freeze people and sing.
But I've never seen her cook anything either.
It's true. At least Cinderella before she becomes a princess.
She had some skills. Yeah. She knew how to clean grout.
Yes.
She did dishes. She could
capture
mend
mice.
Things. Yeah.
Who knew that's a skill that some people don't
cleaned. She knew how to clean out chimneys.
Yeah.
She swept.
Yes.
Yeah. We need more princesses that do real life chores.
Yes. Tiana works.
That is true. She does.
She's a waitress, right? Trying to get her own restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ariel did nothing.
No, she didn't.
Nothing. Mm-mm. She just disobeyed her daddy.
Yep. Nobody's done that before.
Snow White.
I didn't. I never did.
Snow White did stuff.
I was too scared to.
I think. Didn't she? She did.
She did because she also had an evil stepmother.
Sleeping Beauty was raised as a peasant.
Yes, she was.
She did stuff.
She gathered berries anyway.
Yeah. But like the new ones. Rapunzel painted and brushed her hair.
Mm-hmm. She brushed her hair a lot.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, no, I'm just not. I'd never,
Nope.
No. Elsa and Anna, neither of them had to do anything for themselves because they had a whole castle full of servants.
Yep. Even though their dad cut down the staff.
Tiana not only could cook and clean, she was balancing money and saving money. She had those fiscal responsibilities. Yes. I don't know, you guys.
I don't know.
Our kids are doomed.
They are.
I'm kidding. Clearly, I'm kidding. They're not doomed because they have Jesus.
They do.
Don't look to princesses to be your role models.
Ride in on a white horse.
And then you will have to take care of that white horse, wash that cloak because nobody's touched it in forever, and feed him. And clean his toilet.
Yes.
Hopefully, he will then take out the trash.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, okay. So when we were little, we watched those movies with the anticipation that one day our prince would come
and we would be taken care of.
We would be taken care of.
Yes.
And in a way, we are. Even though we don't have a palace, it's fine. It's fine. Because now we watch some of those movies and think, well, that's not realistic.
That's a pipe dream, kid.
Right? Now we see them for what they are. Fairy tales.
Did not in any way equip you for the real world.
No, not
or
at all.
marriage. Or relationships. Or how relationships start.
Right? How they start. How they start. Oh, he's not going to just suddenly appear one day.
I mean, he might.
He might.
It's
Dusty kind
possible.
of did.
Dusty totally
He
appeared.
totally just showed up out of
He
nowhere.
totally appeared. And then you were in full denial that he was into you. I
know.
looked through your pictures and I'm like, why is this
I
cute
know.
guy with you in every picture?
I know.
There's
I'm
a group
still
of
in
people,
denial. I don't
but
know
he's
why.
next to you in every shot. I was like, Christy, this guy likes you.
Because
She's
it
like,
took
no.
him 5 minutes to realize if we don't keep an eye on her, she's getting lost in Mexico.
Well, I mean, that may be true, but he still chose to stand next to you in all the pictures.
It's true. Mm-hmm. But thinking about this in like your view changes as your life stage changes. And then I started thinking about life stages and mine is changing.
Yeah, it is.
Mine is about to drastically change. I have centered my life the last few years around being the mom of the tiny people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not so tiny anymore.
They're not so
sister.
tiny anymore. And it kind of occurred to me, and I had a moment of tears realizing Avery starts kindergarten. Annabelle is no longer a toddler. Carson is no longer a baby. He's now a toddler. Like, I am not the mom of 2 toddlers and a baby,
Yeah.
or 2 toddlers and an almost not toddler,
Yeah.
or whatever the combination was for so long. It's okay. I'm fine. It's totally fine. I can handle it. But I had just figured it out. Like, I had figured out how to do life. And now everything is about to change again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to re-figure out how to do life. I'm terrified that she's going to be kicked out of school because I can't get it in gear to get up and get her there at that time of day.
Yes, you can. You're going to be fine.
Because I've got the other 2.
I know.
I've got to get them up and get them loaded in the car. And there is a part of me, I'll be completely honest, that's praising Jesus a little bit for some of the COVID regulations, because I cannot see myself walking her to her classroom with the other 2.
That would be difficult.
It just would have been a little much. Mm-hmm. It would have just been a little much. So we can't walk her to her classroom.
Yeah.
So it's just a tiny little bit of pressure. I watched Pollyanna over the weekend, so it's like, find a reason to be glad. I think that's where that came from. But I don't know if I'm ready to shift my stage of life, but it's going to happen whether I'm ready for it or not. It really basically already has happened, but because we've been staying at home, it hasn't occurred to me.
Yeah.
But now that school's about to start, I'm all like, no.
You just
Deep
wait
breaths.
for the difference between her first day of kindergarten picture and her last day of kindergarten picture. That was the biggest shocker to me. Josh grew like 5 inches in a year.
Oh,
It was insane.
it would be nice if she would grow 5 inches.
Then she'd be your height.
She would. She asked me the last time on Annabelle's birthday, because I do all 3 of them on all of their birthdays. Avery didn't grow. And everyone else did, like 2 or 3 inches. And she was like, Mommy, why didn't I grow? I said, because you're mine. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's coming, sister.
It is.
It's going to be here in a couple weeks.
So I'm going to have to refocus. I'm going to have to reshift. Mm-hmm. I feel like the Lord brought, because I was searching today. Mm-hmm. I was searching. I was like, I don't know if I can handle a new life stage. I just got a grip on the one I was in. I just figured out how to actually live life while in that life stage. And now it's changing. I'm going to have to figure it all out again. God, will you strike me dead if I say you're a little messed up for doing this to us?
If he didn't do it like this, you would never grow.
You would never grow.
You would never choose to move.
Right. But the verse that he brought to my mind after a lot of really just sitting in silence and saying, really, God?
How dare you?
You need to talk to me right now. You need to make all this okay.
Explain yourself.
Explain yourself, sir. It was like he whispered, for such a time as this. So, of course, we're talking about princesses and queens. Why did I not think of Queen Esther? How did I not go there? I'm back to a new stage of life, so I feel like I'm wandering in the desert again. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine. My children are growing up, and I'm not going to cry. It's fine. But I'm going to have to read it.
It's funny that you were talking about Cinderella and you're talking about being princesses and queens, and we're also reading the book Godmothers.
I know. I know.
It really all comes together.
It all comes together. Now, I don't want to say, because I don't know her, I never met her. I don't want to say that Esther became queen and went to a happy place.
It seemed like it was a pretty tumultuous time to be queen at the time.
Right.
Especially being one of many.
Right. That's true.
Other women.
That's
Talk
true.
about competition and never knowing your real place.
No one has ever really portrayed her as, oh, I'm the queen.
As lounging?
Yes, lounging.
She's not a bonbon queen.
She's not a bonbon queen.
Or a fig
I
leaf
wouldn't
queen.
think that she's a bonbon queen. But when Mordecai was doing the whole sackcloth thing, I think she was a little upset with him. Like, what are you doing? Can you please stop? Like, she sent someone to take him new clothes.
She's like, okay, we're going to fix this.
We're going to fix this. Okay, we're going to get you some new clothes. Please put these on. Do it now.
Maybe take a bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get this cleaned up. I don't think anyone knows that we're related, but if they find out.
Well, I mean, that was a big part of her cover is that she didn't want anyone to know. So,
Right.
yes, of course, she wanted him to look the part
Right.
just in case someone did
Yes.
find out. So that does ring true
and
for the...
if you keep doing this, you're going to bring attention to something that doesn't need to be there.
Well, I mean,
But
she
it
could
did.
have been
The
killed,
attention did
so-
need to be there.
Yeah.
So this is what Mordecai says to the queen, because of course only a relative who knew her when would say this. And this is the New Living Translation, which I feel like is a little bit more snippish than some of the other ones that I've read. Don't think for a moment that because you're in the palace, you'll escape when all the other Jews are killed. If you keep quiet at a time like this, deliverance and relief for the Jews will arise from some other place, but you and your relatives will die. Who knows if perhaps you were made queen for just such a time as this? Like, I feel like he was being a little snippish with her.
I don't know. I feel like he was probably making a case for the people.
He was making a case for the people, but this is very pointed. This particular translation is very, like, if he had a mic, he would have dropped it. That's just how I feel. But he was right. He was totally right because he had asked her to say something already. Mm-hmm. And she was like, if I go talk to the king, I could be killed.
Yeah.
So, well, do you think that you won't be killed? We had a point.
Yeah.
Either go talk to him and he'll kill you, or don't go talk to him and, well, he'll still kill you because he doesn't know that you're a Jew.
Truth.
So either way, basically, the gist of what he's trying to tell her is you're going to die either way. Or you could go talk to him, because that is what God has appointed for you to do in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And you live. And so do we. I think we all know which way she chose to go and how it worked out. So I might be the queen of my domain of my offspring. I feel like what God was trying to tell me, without taking that verse completely out of context. Yes, you are entering a new stage of life, but I have something new for you in each stage that you encounter. That chapter is closed. You're starting a new chapter. For such a time as this, I have brought you to this time. I will carry you through this time into the next one.
Yeah.
I'm not freaking out at all of what that's going to look like.
It's going to be beautiful.
Well,
It's going to be a beautiful mess, just like every other year is. But it's going to bring its new challenges, and it's going to bring new beautiful triumphs.
yes. Yes.
And then you're going to be at the end of this one and
Claim
be like, I'm not ready for the next chapter. For such a time as this, what is the new season that you're walking into? How can we be praying for you? What is it? What is the time? What is the thing that you've been placed? You've been put in this place at this time for a reason.
Yes. And maybe you're the mama that is changing diapers. Maybe you're the mom that's stuck in that. Maybe you're washing dishes every day and you feel like the laundry is never going to end. So if you are that mom and you are feeling like Cinderella right now, know that we see you.
Mm-hmm.
God sees you.
Yes.
And he is your knight in shining armor.
It's the truth. You guys, there is just absolutely nobody that you can rely on that is going to take care of you the way that we hoped one day we would be taken care of.
Right.
It is always God.
And we have that hope and that longing because that's what he put in us.
Yes.
For him.
Yeah.
So maybe you're in that Cinderella stage still. Maybe none of this has happened to you yet. And you are still that single woman. Don't give up the fairy tale.
No. Don't
because
give up
God
the fairy
sees
tale.
you. God sees your heart. He loves you. And he wants to give you the fairy tale.
God's fairy tale.
God's fairy tale. The one from the Bible. Not the other books. Because his is better.
He is pursuing you. If you were listening to this, he's pursuing you.
Yes.
He's still pursuing you, even
Yes.
if he's caught you.
It's true.
Even
because
if
he
you've
never
given
stops.
him your heart, he's pursuing you.
Yes.
And he wants to capture your heart over and over
Yes.
again. So ask him to show you
Yes.
how much he loves you, because he wants to show you right now.
Maybe you have a high schooler for the first time this year. Maybe you're an empty nester for the first time this year. Whatever your new thing is, or whatever you're in the middle of.
Hello, COVID-19. We're all
stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah, we're all facing realities
We
that
are.
we have never faced before. But the Lord made us for such a time as this. There is a purpose.
Amen.
For us being the ones going through it. It's because he made you to be resilient in this time.
Yeah. What was that? You weren't created for another time period. You were created
For right now.
for the right now. What was that in?
Probably Lisa Bevere. That's what we've both been reading. We love you guys. Follow us on social media at Send Help Podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Go to our website, thesendhelppodcast.com, and drop us a prayer request. We would love to know how we can be praying with you in this time. What is it that you're facing? Let us know.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
That sounded a little creepy.
I know, it's weird.